called Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton. She is the owner, founder of Clareo Real Estate, and she is my good friend, and she's a knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable real estate professional. She's been in the game a long time, and she is here now to take all your questions. First, let me give out the number, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. And I want to tell Rob, before we go to Deborah, Rob, Christmas music again for this show also. Deborah, Merry Christmas, my sister.
Merry Christmas, Shelly. I love that you say Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy all the things. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So let's start off year-end review, 2024. How do we end up in the real estate industry? What are the numbers?
So, fun fact that came out this year, 2024 nationally, the sales were about equal to 1995. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. So the number of homes sold in the United States in 2024 matches the number that was sold in 1995. What was particular about 1995? Was it a down market?
Think about how much smaller our population was.
Wow.
That's a huge thing. So a lot of things contributed to the slowdown this year with mortgage interest rates. Everybody knows that. Instability in the economy, job market. It was a, election year that we're still feeling the fun from that. But the good news is coming into 2025, what we didn't see in 2024 was a housing crash. Lots of people predicted it. I think some people wanted it, but It wouldn't have benefited anybody. So no housing crash was good. That does match what I expected. And then, importantly, coming into 2025, the expectation is it's going to be stable. And that
now, what does stable mean?
Stable means no highs, no lows, no radical roller coaster of things happening. Nobody expects interest rates to go back down below 4%, 3%. Like, that was aberrant post-COVID, post-pandemic reaction. If interest rates stay stable between 5.5% and 6.5%.
And they just did a rate cut.
Well, the Fed did a rate cut, but that did not drop mortgage rates yet. And I know that boggles a lot of people's brains, but that is how it works. Mortgage rate, the Fed doesn't set mortgage rates. So it impacts the feelings about what's going on in the market. But mortgage rates haven't come down yet. They're still hovering close to the 7s.
Wow.
So coming into the spring, as soon as rates do start coming down, somebody with good credit, we can get them in homes at lower than 7%. It just all depends on the individual. That's a whole show unto itself.
Right.
But for 2025, we're expecting stability. We have more inventory of homes available to sell right now.
So that helps the buyer, correct?
Helps the buyer, okay. Yes. And so what we've had for the last couple of years was hardcore seller's market. Sellers could do what they wanted. There was lots of demand, and it was favored to the seller. Now it's balanced. It's not a true buyer's market yet. We don't have an excessive amount of activity, but what we're seeing in pretty much all parts of Atlanta market right now is it's an equal playing ground, which means buyers have houses to choose from, which is nice. There is the ability to negotiate on prices and concessions. We can get incentives from the seller to help with mortgage rates, and a seller, can't just write their own ticket. They have to actually put a good quality house on the market. So it's a fair playing field for everybody, and that is going to be a good thing for 2025. We expect home prices to appreciate. The estimates are between 3% and 6%. That's a normal rate of appreciation.
And that's on a house you bought right now,
12-month appreciation.
12 months.
So understand, in 2020, 2021, we saw crazy appreciation. There was bidding wars. There was money was affordable, and everybody was loose with it. So in some areas, we saw annual appreciation of 10 on the low side, upwards to 20% appreciation. That is not sustainable, and we're feeling the effects of it now.
Gotcha.
So that's what happened then. And then 2024 was an adjustment period, and 2025 we should see stability, and somebody who needs to buy or sell, there is a clear path to get there.
And stability means when you say there's balance, that means that everyone going into the process has something to offer which creates fairness and not exorbitant prices on one side,
right,
or a guy making you cave on your price on the other side.
Exactly. It was really a hardship for buyers the last few years because they basically, here's my right arm and my first child to get in a house. That doesn't exist any longer. Now, good, well-appointed, well-cared for, really nice houses that are priced right, they still sell quickly. And they're going to continue to sell quickly because there's plenty of people who want a great house. Buyers don't want the garbage houses. And for a while, sellers could get away with putting anything on the market and it would sell. That's why there's no foreclosures. There's a lot of economic impact from what had happened. When we're in a more balanced market, everybody has to play fair.
Right. So. And 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. In here with the name of the show is Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton. She's the founder and CEO of Clareo Real Estate, Clareo Real Estate, Clareo Real Estate. So in this, since this is the adjustment year, as you're saying, right, what happens the year after? Do we go back a certain place, or does it stay? How long does it stay that balance? Do you know, or what does it look like?
I left my crystal ball
right.
at the office. So I'm not an economist. You've got your finger on the pulse of the economy. The jobs market has an impact. The Fed has an impact. All of these things have, stability overseas. If God forbid war happens, it's gonna it impacts everything. When there is instability in the economy, in money, internationally, any instability, we're talking about homes. People don't like to change homes when there's instability. When they're confident about what's going on with their jobs, with money, with the market, they feel free to make a change. Then they sometimes buy and sell homes because they want to and they like to. I want a prettier space. I want a bigger space.
Right.
And that's what we've seen. So I like a stable economy. I like stable government. I like stable everything because it becomes more predictable. And my job as an agent is to create a predictable pathway to success, whether if it's a seller or a buyer. And in a lot of cases, people have to sell to buy. What they turn to their professional real estate agent for is to create a pathway that is predictable, and they know with certainty what's going to happen. How long will it take, and what will it cost?
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. The show is designed for you to call in and ask Deborah Morton all your real estate questions. So she is the expert. She's been in the business, sold hundreds and hundreds of homes, changed the lives of many people. She is the real estate expert. Give us a call, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Let's talk about AI and technology with the real estate industry, because you seem very excited to want to talk about this. We talk about technology a lot. There's no getting away from it. People who don't realize what's coming with technology, you could very quickly be left behind. Everybody has heard of ChatGPT. Everybody knows there's just a lot of tech that is implanted itself in every facet. It's not just the real estate industry. Right. So how is it in the real estate industry? Give me an example.
So for searching homes, that's probably the thing that everybody, you go online on any of the search sites. AI is built into those search sites now. We've all heard the talk about the algorithm. Every time Meta changes the algorithm, your feed either gets seen more or it doesn't get seen more. Well, that happens everywhere, and those algorithms are running people's lives. So when you're looking for a home or selling a home, how your home appears in the technology sector matters more than ever before. And I'm starting to see it greatly impact, to get the visibility a seller needs for their home. They have to be present in all of the places. And everything that's happening on the back end, I mean, I am a great real estate salesperson, great with contracts, negotiating, all those things. I didn't know when I started in this industry I was going to have to be a tech specialist also. But guess what I learned how to do?
Tech specialist. So when you say, because I know sometime I'll post something on Facebook, I'm using this as an example.
Yeah.
And no interest, no generating nothing, and then I'll post something else and it goes through the roof. Is that kind of what you're saying regarding a posting of a home for sale?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now also what's happening in January, there's new FCC restrictions on calling and texting, which all of us are probably saying thank God after the election and all of the insurance stuff. But that's going to impact how real estate is done as well. So
hold that thought. Let's come back to that, because I want to come back to that, because if you're buying or selling a home, you want that, but you can't get it after the FCC ruling.
Well, there's a lot to it.
So let's come back to that. We're in the studio inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton. She is the founder and CEO of Clareo Real Estate. She's a real estate broker there. She's been in the business for decades. She knows real estate. 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Can we get lyrics on our Christmas songs, Rob, please? My man. Merry Christmas, Rob. We'll be right back.
Want to make a difference in your community but not sure how? Go to GoFundMe.com right now and start a GoFundMe. Seriously. Your next fundraiser doesn't have to start in a school parking lot or a church basement. You can start a GoFundMe today in just minutes. Fundraise for yourself, a friend or family member, or an organization. All that matters is that you care about them. GoFundMe is the trusted place to fundraise for what you care about. With no pressure to hit your fundraising goal, but tons of tools to help you reach it, you can confidently start fundraising right now. Whether it's creative, local, or critical, your cause matters. And there's a reason why GoFundMe is backed by millions and chosen by fundraisers everywhere. It works, and it matters. GoFundMe helps you make a real difference. Start your GoFundMe today at GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com. GoFundMe.com. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
All the news, weather, and traffic you need. 95.5 WSB.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. And this is one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time, despite the unpopularity of the song. Shelly Winter, co-host of Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton, CEO and founder of Clareo Real Estate. Everyone hold on. We're going to take your questions. Just hang on, please, because you have some great questions. We will have to follow up about the AI piece and the Zestimate. Go ahead. Because it is the most popular thing when I talk to people, whether they're buying or selling. People love. There's a whole Saturday Night Live skit about the addiction to Zillow. The Zestimate is AI. Now, what is the Zestimate? That is, thank you. That is if you want to look up someone's property value, your own or anyone, you have an address, 123 Main Street, Madison, Wisconsin. You put it in there, and you can look up what Zillow predicts that property value is. A lot of people think that's the truth, and it's not. Zillow is a marketing company that does a great job. It's highly entertaining. Everybody's hooked on it, and it's fun. But don't think that's a real estimate. That is part of the technology that is built into that marketing platform. So what goes into the estimate of the value of your home? So there have been, there always was, and there still is, very good AVM models. They're automated. What's AVM? Automated value. For calculating automated values, mortgage lenders use them, appraisers, there's lots, and they are more comprehensive than maybe the Zestimate would be. I don't know if you realize, but one of the founders of Zillow sold his home, I think it was a year or two ago, and the Zestimate was off by like 40%. So it was kind of a thing. They will adjust them as they go. So if you look up your home value today and it's priced at
let's just say $450,000, and then you put it on the market for $500,000 because that's what you and your agent decided was the appropriate price, that Zestimate will change as soon as it sees. It's pulling data from all over the MLS,
so it's
tax
not,
records, all the places. So there are other tools, CoreLogic. There's so many tools available now. So like on my site, I've added a more private, it's not based on the Zestimate. I have invested in technology on my sites, on my Clareo real estate site and ClareoRealestate.com and the InsideGeorgiaRealestate.com. We're going to connect a very more trustworthy home valuation thing. So you could put your address in and see it, and you're not like giving up your data to the big companies. But the main thing the takeaway here is until a professional, whether it's a qualified real estate professional or an appraiser, evaluates your home in person, it's just guesses. It's guesses based on technology. And that's why the technology improvements matter a lot. You have to know what you're doing with the tech.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. She's the expert. Give her a call. Her name is Deborah Morton. She's the owner-founder, Clareo Real Estate, ClareoRealestate.com.
Yes, sir.
Or you can go to Inside Georgia Real Estate, all spelled out.com. We will be right back. James Brown. Merry Christmas, everybody. Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton, founder, CEO of Clareo Real Estate. We've got some calls, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers. The show is designed for you to call in and ask Deborah any questions you have on real estate. Katie and Hiram, Merry Christmas to you.
Katie, thanks for holding on.
Thank you. Yep. Merry Christmas. I inherited a home 800 miles away. It's a 1970 home, and I have family members in it, and it's becoming a burden, and it needs repairs. And I was thinking of using those companies that, they'll buy it, and all you have to do is pack.
Right. Do you need the money?
It's a burden as far as paying homeowners insurance. Also, I've paid property taxes that it's taken a long time to get back from the family members.
Yeah.
And I could use the money. I could give some of the money to the family members so they can go about their way and buy their own home.
That would be great. I'm sorry you have to go through that. I hear this all the time. There's so many people that are in this situation.
Now, can you explain a little the situation? I know Katie
I understand
did, but
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the situation is the home is not nearby. It's hard to maintain. It's expensive to maintain, and she's ready to sell it because it was an inherited property. So she's trying to evaluate, do I kick my family out, fix it up, sell it for top dollar, or do I just sell to a cash offer type of situation? And in this situation, a cash offer might be the best choice for you because you don't have to have every last penny out of it. You will give up equity. Like, they don't pay top dollar. Any of those do. Zillow's no longer buying houses. They did a bad job with their estimates, and they lost money on it. There are many, many, many options for cash offers in every state. I'm only familiar with Georgia, here in Georgia, but every state has them. And if you want to send me a message, I will help you find a quality agent in the area that can refer you to a cash offer. Now, Open Door, there are national companies that do it. You can do this online by yourself without any assistance if you want to. But I'm seeing 80% of market value would be for a home in decent condition that wouldn't take a lot of work is what an investor would give. If it needs work, it's going to be less than that.
Right.
So you figure they're going to calculate how much the repairs are, whether it's flooring, paint, whatever they need to do to make the home market ready. They're going to roll that into the deduction from the sale price that would be market value.
Katie, correct me if I'm wrong. Are dealing is the aspect of dealing with family members also a big factor in the decision making? Because if she sells it, does the buyer help get rid of the family members that she doesn't have to deal with them?
Well, yeah.
Every time.
That seems like the big deal.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but sometimes you do just, like I've had, locally where landlords have had just problematic tenants and they ended up throwing their hands up and just selling the place because it's you get to a point where it's expensive, it's tiresome, and it just is such an energy suck. You'd rather let go of the property than to keep it and deal with that.
Yeah, I'm getting too old for that. So, and I don't want to keep traveling back and forth.
Yep.
Keeping an eye on the house and everything. So how do I send you a message, Deborah?
If you just go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, there is a form on there. It's super simple, but it's all spelled out. It's Inside Georgia, Georgia, realestate.com. And there's a form. You can just put your email and your phone number in there, and I'll reply probably today just to confirm that I received it, and then I'll try to connect you. Give me a few more details about like what state it's located in, and I'm glad to help you offline.
Okay, Katie?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Katie. Thank you for your call. We had a call. Daniel had called, but he couldn't hang on. But you were talking before about selling homes and pricing, and he was asking about lower quality homes. And I kind of wanted to add to that because I live in Mableton, and as you drive Veterans Memorial, Floyd Road, all these major thoroughfares in Mableton, there are townhomes going up on every inch of land that's available in Mableton. It's a little frustrating. It's becoming an eyesore. But I also noticed the pricing is for starting in the 400s. But they're townhomes. They look tiny. They look shoddy. Many of them do. Talk to us about Daniel's question, but my kind of 1B question.
So Daniel's question was specific to the material. So not every new construction home is built equally, and they're priced differently as well. And what happens is, sadly, any new construction is going to be more expensive. I've never met a buyer that says, yes, I want to spend this for that.
Right.
Everybody wants to save as much money as possible. And the quality of the materials does come into play when you're valuing a home in the future, because the lower quality homes don't hold up as well. So in 5 years, the builder grade paint is not looking good.
Right.
In 10 years, the siding has issues. There's just problems with the craftsmanship. Maybe not the quality of how the house is assembled together, because we do have county regulations. Like there's inspectors, there's stop gaps in place to make sure it meets a certain standard, minimum standard. But the quality of the materials that they're using does have an impact.
Right.
And there's a huge contrast, a huge difference in quality when you're looking builder to builder to builder. And you can do a lot of homework ahead of time online. I have to say, a lot of really good builders have less than stellar reviews, but I would want to point out to everybody, when you look up a builder online, keep in mind that most people only take time to leave reviews when it's bad.
Right.
So that, just keep that as a point of reference. I would read the reviews and find out exactly where the complaints come. Is it quality of material, quality of craftsmanship, unresponsiveness, those types of things. Now, Shelly, back to your question.
Right.
So why do you think a townhome for $400,000 is garbage? I almost said a bad word.
Right, but it's because I'm driving by these spaces and I'm looking. One day you go by, there's nothing there. The next day there are 4 townhomes up, and the speed at which they're going up. But you can look at the wood, and they're right on a main thoroughfare. Like, why do I want a townhome facing Floyd Road where there's 1,000 cars going by every 2 minutes? It's
you don't.
I don't. Right. What I'm saying, but yeah. So that's
somebody might.
So here's my question though: are these homes priced based on the market? Are they priced based on what are they priced on? Because in some areas I can find a $400,000 home that's 4 or 5 bedrooms and 3 baths. You know?
And it's older.
Right.
So it's used.
See, I like older.
Right.
So that's my preference. That's the whole thing.
And you like privacy because you grew up in New York.
Right.
And everybody was crowded together.
Right, exactly.
Right. So you crave privacy and space.
Right.
Other people don't want to mow the lawn or be responsible for painting the exterior or doing, in some cases, landscaping is included in those townhome communities. So it just depends what season of life you're in.
Gotcha.
You know, and what your background is. There's a lot of people who are renting apartments, and these starter townhomes that you're referring to, they can feel apartment-like to some people. But the difference is it's ownership, and they're growing equity, and it's something of value that when in turn they do sell, rent just is gone.
Right.
It's just gone. So if you want to build equity and have something of value that you can roll over into, a future investment, there is a time and a place for that.
Yeah, I agree. It's just that
you're like, wow, $400,000.
Right. Well, no, I'm just looking at these homes, and they're townhomes. They're right up on top of each other. They're right up on top of the roads. There's like no community. There's no private. I mean, there's just nothing. It's just a home right there on the side of the road. And it just seems in Mableton. For those of you who live in Mableton and Cobb County, Mableton just seems to be exploding.
It is,
and it's frustrating for new people like me, because I went there because it was quiet. Now it's not quiet anymore.
Well, it's funny. I talked to one of our callers from Villa Rica from last week, this past week, and same thing happened in Villa Rica. Great. Mableton has developed a great community. It's got a lifestyle, a vibe all of its own, and the people who own there are going to realize the value of that growth. So you might not like it, but you're going to benefit from it when you do sell in the future.
It's just traffic everywhere. Saturday, it takes forever.
It's Atlanta. Are you kidding me?
Let's. Want to go to Craig?
Yeah, we probably should.
Craig incoming. Hey, Craig, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Craig incoming.
Yes, sir. I've got a rental property, and I also live in a home in Forsyth County. My rental property has plenty of equity into it to where I could pay off my current home. But what would be the tax implications if I either had extra money from the sale and paying off my home? Can I do that, or what's the taxes involved with that?
I'm not going to answer tax questions. Not that I don't have opinions on it, but I'm not an accountant or a CPA, and you really should get specific advice on taxes from your professional. If it was an investment property, there will be tax implications from the profit of that. Now, I don't know how many years you've owned it, but there is a depreciation schedule that your CPA will use to he'll look at how much you've invested over the years. This is CPA quality work that you should do, but I do think it's a great idea if you don't need the income from the rental home as monthly income, and that's no longer serving you, selling off and having a mortgage for your primary residence, free and clear, baby, free and clear. There's something sweet about that.
Got that, Craig?
Well, yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. What's the name of the show, my sister?
Inside Georgia Real Estate with Shelly Winter and Deborah Morton.
Woo-hoo! We'll be right back.
Your non-stop news source, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. It's Saturday. Christmas is Wednesday, and Santa Claus is coming to town. But he's here right now in the studio with me. She is Mrs. Claus. Her name is Deborah Morton. She is the host of Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton. She's the founder, CEO of Clareo Real Estate. We have a short period of time, so let's get to these calls. Stacy, quickly, if you can ask your question.
How you doing? I wanted to ask if I bought property when I was 19 years old. I'm 55 now. And I'm in the process of selling it. Do I have to put the money back in real estate to lower my income tax, or can I sit on the money and take my time with it.
So a 1031 exchange is the vehicle when you want to take proceeds from one commercial investment in real estate and pour it into the other. You're basically deferring. Your taxes don't go away. They just get deferred. Again, a CPA should be advising you on your tax situations.
Right.
But this was never your primary residence? This was always an investment?
No. Yeah, I bought it when I was 19. I was told always buy property and never go away.
That's
so
right.
I did. I held on to it for 30 years. They ended up putting a 1,100-acre reservoir on my property. So I've always had it. You know, I just never sold it. And now it's just I'm going to build a house. Mm-hmm. I wanted the proceeds to go towards building my house.
Yeah. Please consult a tax advisor before you make your final decisions.
All right. I sure would.
Thank you, Stacy. Let's go to Vicky. Let's end the show. Let's have some fun. Go ahead, Vicky. What is your comment and or question?
Hey, Shelly. So I was just listening to your remarks on how you thought townhomes were kind of undesirables, other than for first-time homeowners. So I just wanted to add to that a little bit. About 10 years ago, I bought into a townhome. I moved from a very large home in Lawrenceville, and I was concerned about downsizing and living so close to my other neighbors. However, since I've moved in, I have found so many advantages to living in a townhome, and it's more desirable for people other than just your first-time homeowner.
Gotcha.
The demographics expand to divorced people who need a new sort of smaller place to live before they maybe move into another relationship or a bigger house. Single parents, who maybe have just one or two kids, seniors. Who just can't keep up a big house anymore, and people who travel, people who, are in sales or in the airline business and they're not home. They have a kind of a place that they can come to and be at. But when you leave and you travel, you lock the door, you leave, nobody knows you're gone.
Right.
The lawn is done, everything's maintained, your neighbors are so close, so they look out for you.
Yep. Hold on, Vicky. Go ahead. I'm sold. Go ahead, Deborah.
Vicky, I am so grateful you called in. Shelly and I had a good argument on the commercial break about that, about everybody is different and everybody should have the right to have a home and own a home that suits them and their taste.
Is that why, based on what Vicky was saying, is that why it's so important to have a realtor?
Well, of course it is. If you need professional advisement in any industry, but that's why I'm so passionate about what I do here, because your opinions are based on your feelings.
Right.
And real estate valuations are not based on feelings. Just because you don't think it's worth it doesn't mean it's not worth it.
Millions of others do.
Exactly.
No.
And a professional real estate agent takes the emotion out of the equation.
And you are that professional real estate agent. How can people get in touch with you?
InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. Go to our website and see me. Follow me on Instagram. We're also on YouTube. So if you want to catch a replay of the show, look there.
InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back on the air Monday at 3 o'clock. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless and Merry Christmas.
Are you ready to take your small biz to the next level? At the UPS Store, we have the key to unlock a world of possibilities. We'll sign for your packages and protect them from porch pirates. We'll send text straight to your phone so you're in the loop for new deliveries. And give your small biz the street cred it deserves with a real street address. So what are you waiting for? Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.